Welcome.
Hi everyone, I'm Chloe from the Arizona Science Center, welcoming you to our live demonstration at 1 p.m. about the heart. So we do these demonstrations every day at 1 p.m., Mondays through Saturdays, and we also do a little early learning live video at 9:30 in the morning. So you're welcome to check us out for that as well. But again, today we're talking about the hearts, and in particular, how hard your heart has to work every day. So if you have a tennis ball at home and you give that a squeeze, the amount of pressure that it takes for you to push that down is about how hard your heart has to pump all the blood throughout your body. Do you know how much blood you have in your body? Well, it's going to be about 2.5 liters. So this guy right here is a 2-liter jug, or it's going to be about 5 liters. So you're going to need 2.5 of these guys to represent how much blood is in the average adult body. And then in a child, you're going to have about 8 of these little ones. So that's how much blood you have. And your heart has to pump all of that blood throughout your body. But that does it. The blood cells are actually formed in your bones. So that's kind of a fun fact. Not everyone knows that. This is, of course, not an anatomically correct, but it's a good representation of the different right side of my body. So this is my right atrium, my right ventricle, and then I have my left atrium up here and my left ventricle down here. The ventricles are on the bottom, the atriums are on the top. Now the right side is going to be taking deoxygenated blood and pumping it through your lungs. Your left side is going to be the one that's taking that oxygenated blood that it got from your lungs and pumping it to the rest of your body. But again, that's so much blood to pump. So in the average adult, your heart is going to be pumping anywhere from 60 to 100 beats per minute. BPM is beats per minute. In a child's, you're going to get roughly 70 beats per minute. So it's a lot faster because you're around in your body, right? If you want to know how fast your heart is beating, you can always take your pulse by placing 2 fingers right there on your wrist. I can feel my heart beating right now. Or another easy way is to get that nice big artery in your neck. So press there and you can kind of feel your heart pumping, but you don't want to do it while you're talking, because I can't feel it like this, but I can feel it when I take a little pause in my speech. So if you want to feel it that way, you can. Another way is if you have a stethoscope at home or anything else that can kind of amplify right over your heart, where you can hear it, or again, where you have larger arteries as well. Okay, and today I'm going to be explaining our fun activity that we have at the Science Center. Now, you may have seen us do it. You may have participated in this challenge. We call this challenge Pump It Up, and it's to see if you can work just as hard as your heart does. So again, your heart has to pump about that hard every 60 to 100 beats per minute, and that's kind of a lot. So if you were to put all of the amount of blood that's in your body, or in the average adult body, so about 5 liters, into one bucket. You're going to put that much water in here, and you're going to have another bucket. It can be a bucket, it can be a bowl, anything where you're going to have a mess of a little sort. So I would do this activity outside if you want to keep moving. And you're going to take a sponge, because a sponge is going to be about how much water or blood is going to be pumped every single time your heart does a little contraction and pumps that blood through. And what you want to do is, in a minute, you want to try to get all of the water from one bucket to the other bucket. Now, I'm not going to demonstrate that here because I am social distancing from my kitchen and it would create a very large mess. So if I were you, I would take this activity outside. If you want to recreate this activity, you can definitely do this. Video it, show us on social media. We are at AZ Science on Instagram, I believe. So you just want to take one and then squeeze it into the other. And you can set them as far or as close as you like. If you really want to challenge, set them at least an arm's distance apart, because your wingspan is actually going to be just about how tall you are. So you want the buckets to be at least that far apart, and you're going to have to get all of the water from one side to the other. Can you do that in 60 seconds? I've tried it before. I know for a fact that I cannot, but it definitely really shows you to appreciate how hard your heart is pumping. Now, how important is your heart, right? That's really what gets everything going. You know, we tend to think of our brain as being really important in who we are and what makes us us. But really, if your heart stops beating, then what? You know, you don't want to give up during this exercise because your heart doesn't give up on you. So definitely try to keep going. And staying active is another way you can keep your heart healthy. So we always talk about being heart healthy, but what does that actually mean? So your heart, since it is working so hard, you don't want it to get too tired, right? And it can get really tired if it has to work a lot harder. So eating healthy foods can really help to keep your heart healthy, but also just staying active because it'll kind of keep your heart fit too. So when you think of going to the gym and you do a bunch of push-ups, you're keeping your muscles really strong, and that's the same thing that will happen with your heart. Your heart will also stay really strong. So for those of you who don't know, your heart's going to be just a little bit larger than the size of your fist, and it's also going to be on this side of your body, which is why I keep referencing over there. That's where my heart is. You can find that on yourself too. All right. Well, thank you so much for learning about the heart with me today. Again, did you know that you have this much blood in your body? I think that's totally crazy. That's why when you watch some movies and they're like, oh no, this person definitely exsanguinated, that's what happened. It's because we don't have that much in our body. So it's really important to keep all that blood and your heart healthy. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Chloe with the Arizona Science Center. We do these demonstrations every day. Be sure to check us out tomorrow morning at 9:30 for our early learning live video, or tomorrow afternoon for our next 1 p.m. demo. Bye.